Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the GE refrigerator evaporator fan blade. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the instructions, the compression ring, and the new evaporator fan blade. The evaporator fan blade is located inside the freezer compartment, and it's what circulates the air from the freezer to the refrigerator. The main reason you'll be changing it out is if it's cracked or damaged and the cold air isn't being circulated down to the refrigerator, causing it to be warm. In order to get to the part, we have to open up the freezer door. Now that we have the door open, we can reach in and take out any shelving that you might have. If you have a shelf here, you're going to have to pull it out. If you just have this ice cube tray, we're going to lift up the ice tray and then push it towards the outer wall so it goes all the way up against the wall. Now we can reach in and flex this shelf so it comes off the two little mounting tabs. All you have to do is press in and pull down a little bit so it comes off. Once you have the two tabs released, you can pull the shelf out of the side wall and take it out of the freezer. Now that we have the shelving out of the way, we have to remove this back access cover. It's held in by two screws on the bottom and two locking tabs on the top. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver and remove the screws. Once you have the two screws out, you can reach in and lift the panel up about 1/2 inch or so to release the tabs. Once you have it out, you can pull the panel out. Here's these locking tabs. There's one on each side, and they were in these holes right here. Once you have the panel off, you can pull it off and set it aside. Now that we have the panel off, we have access to the evaporator fan blade. All you have to do is reach behind it with a couple fingers and pull it off the shaft. Once you have it off, you can pull it out of the freezer. Here's the old evaporator fan blade next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. You want to make sure you read the instructions. It tells you where to put the compression ring, and it also tells you that you want to make sure that the hub is facing away from the motor, just like when we took it off. And when you mount the fan blade onto the motor shaft, you want to make sure that 1/3 of the width of the fan blade is out past the back wall of the freezer so that it gets proper airflow. Before we put it in, we're going to put that compression ring on. We're going to use a snap ring pliers. You can use a needle nose or something that you can spread this with. All we have to do is spread it enough just to get it over that hub. Once you get the compression ring started, you can pull your snap ring pliers or needle nose, whatever you're using, out, and then use a small screwdriver to push it all the way down to the base. Once you have it seated all the way down, we can put the evaporator fan blade back in the freezer. You want to be very careful that when you push it back, that you don't bend the brackets or anything. If you want, you can hook a finger behind it to hold it in place. All you have to do is line it up with the motor shaft and push it into place. Once you have it mounted, you want to give it a spin, make sure it spins freely, and that the 1/3 of the blade sticks out from this little lip. If you have to adjust it, you can. Once you have the evaporator fan blade mounted, we can put the panel back on. To put the panel back on, we're going to do it the same way as we took it off. You want to make sure that you hook these little hooks on each side into the openings, then lower down so we can put the screws in to hold it in place. Now that we have the cover on, we can put the screws in with our Phillips screwdriver. Now we can put the shelving back in. To put the shelf back in, we're going to put the side that goes into the wall first, and we're going to put it on the upper side. You want to make sure that they're not on the bottom. You want to lift up on it and then push it all the way back so the shelf goes up against the wall. And then we can lift it up and flex these other two mounts in. Once you have both of those in, then we can drop the other side of the shelf down so it sits flat. Now that we have the shelf installed, you can close the freezer door, plug it back in, and make sure it starts to cool. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.